Journey of Self-Discovery, Turkey Prince Story. The story of the Turkey Prince is a captivating tale attributed to Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, a revered figure in Jewish mysticism and Hasidic philosophy. While Rabbi Nachman did not explicitly write a story by this title, the essence of the tale aligns with themes and motifs found in his teachings and parables. The story has been retold and reimagined in various forms, often embodying spiritual truths and moral lessons. In one version of the story, there was once a king who ruled over a prosperous kingdom. This king had a son, a prince, who was born with a unique affliction. He had the appearance of a turkey. Despite his regal lineage, the prince exhibited all the characteristics and behaviors of a wild turkey, much to the dismay of the king and his court. The king, deeply troubled by his son's condition, sought out every possible remedy and consultation, but to no avail. None could provide a cure for the prince's unusual affliction. As the prince grew, so did his resemblance to a turkey, both in appearance and behavior. He would roam the palace grounds, gobbling and flapping his wings, oblivious to his royal status. Years passed, and the king despaired of ever finding a solution. Then, one day, a wise sage arrived at the palace, claiming he could cure the prince. Skeptical yet hopeful, the king welcomed the sage and eagerly awaited his remedy. The sage spent days observing the prince, studying his behavior and mannerisms. Finally, he approached the king with his solution. He proposed that the prince be taken away from the comforts of the palace and immersed in the natural world, where he could reconnect with his true essence. Though hesitant, the king agreed to the sage's plan. The prince was led away from the palace and into the wilderness, where he would live among the turkeys, foraging for food and experiencing life in its rawest form. At first, the prince struggled to adapt to his new surroundings. He found himself surrounded by creatures vastly different from those he had known in the palace. But as time passed, he began to shed his turkey-like behaviors and rediscover his human nature. Months turned into years, and the prince underwent a profound transformation. He learned to communicate, to reason, and to understand the world around him. He formed bonds with the creatures of the forest and gained wisdom from the natural rhythms of life. Then, one day, the sage returned to the wilderness to check on the prince's progress. To his astonishment, he found not a turkey, but a man, tall, dignified, and wise beyond his years. The prince had reclaimed his humanity, shedding the guise of the turkey prince once and for all. With great joy, the sage returned to the king and delivered the news of the prince's transformation. Overwhelmed with gratitude, the king journeyed to the wilderness to reunite with his son. Together, they returned to the palace, where the prince was welcomed with open arms and celebrated as a true heir to the throne. The story of the Turkey Prince serves as a powerful allegory for the human condition and the journey of self-discovery. It reminds us that true transformation often requires us to venture into the unknown, to confront our fears and embrace our true nature. And like the prince, we may emerge from the wilderness not as turkeys, but as kings and queens of our own destinies.